Hello guys, welcome back to our virtual classroom. Let's learn English with Teacher Vin. For today's discussion is we are going to deal with recognizing positive and negative messages. And for this episode, you will be able to distinguish the kind of messages conveyed in a text or perhaps in oral or written communication. Writers and speakers differ in styles in terms of delivery and composition. The choice of words, tone, and voice are just few of the elements that may make or break their piece. These things make a huge difference in making the message clear or vague to an audience. As the receiver of these messages, it is important that you are able to distinguish the kind of messages you are about to receive or are receiving. And so, as a jumpstart, let us examine these images. Can you guess the messages and or emotion embedded in each image? Is it positive or negative? Perhaps you could say it's positive, or it could be negative, because as Albert Einstein said, one picture is worth 1,000 words, and we could give a lot of definition and interpretation to a single photo. Images may contain distinct emotions, and these emotions may either be serious or light in tone. Some images may express spirituality, happiness, sadness, and or excitement. Furthermore, images are used as representations for visualization of text. And these images, like text, carry with them some messages which may be positive or negative in nature. Let's try to identify these statements. You are just going to tell whether these statements convey positive or negative messages. First one, I think I am not doing enough. Correct. It's negative. Sentence number 2. We can do this. You got it right. It denotes positive message. Sentence number 3. All our efforts will be useless. Correct. It expresses a negative message. Number 4. They did their job well. Definitely, it denotes a positive message. And last number, every step, little as it may be, is progress. You got it right. It's positive. You are ahead of the better understanding our today's discussion. And as a continuation, the positive and the negative messages allows writers to have their own unique style in expressing their messages. Their choice of words mainly creates the atmosphere, mood, and emotions depending on the occasion. For instance, for fictional characters, authors carefully weave words in order to give shape to the story and provide the voice for characters. It is what creates the personality of the selection. Meanwhile, for non-fictional text, a writer chooses words that would express his or her attitude toward the subject. It tells the reader how they should read the text. It could be funny, serious, angry, friendly, and many more. In both cases, the audience perceives the message as negative or positive, depending on the tone and word choice. At this juncture, let us dig deeper to understanding what is a tone. Tone refers to the emotion or the attitude that the writer embeds in writing. It gives more context beyond the words used. So how does it work? You will see the words on the following slides. You have to interpret their meaning and add a layer of emotional context. By this, it will create the concept of a message as to being positive or negative. Writers use tone words to establish a message. These are words that make the author's opinion on the subject matter known. They make the tone either positive or negative. Let's try to look in these examples. Example number 1. Teacher: You made an A on the test. Student: That's incredible news! If we are going to analyze the short dialogue, the tone of the student is positive. Example number 2. Teacher: You made an A on the test. Student: I did? Looking at this dialogue, we could say that the tone of the student is skeptical or doubtful. Third example. Teacher: You made a B on the test. Student: Of course, I knew it. Analyzing this dialogue, we could say that the student's tone is sarcastic. And lastly, you made a pathetic C on the test. This implies that the tone is negative. Likewise, emotions which can rise and fall as to how specific words can be synonymous indicate a variety on levels of responses, and it is necessary for us to recognize the differences when selecting appropriate synonyms. Let's try to look at these examples. You could see positive tone words and the negative tone words. We have benevolent, sympathetic, tolerant, generous, caring, well-meaning, candid, truthful, straightforward, honest, unreserved, celebratory, praising, glorify, honor, diplomatic, tactful, sensitive, thoughtful, formal, respectful, factual, joyful, positive, and optimistic. Meanwhile, these are the following words that would express negative: aggressive, hostile, forceful, argumentative, aggrieved, indignant, annoyed, offended, disgruntled, angry, enraged, threatening, menacing, apathetic, indifferent, unemotional, arrogant, disdainful, overbearing, condescending, vain, and lastly, scoffing. These pairs of positive and negative sentences will show you how words that are actually synonymous can be warm, neutral, or very cold. Let's try to look with this example. Economical versus cheap. Positive statement is: Alessandra performs a survey before buying any product. She is economical. Meanwhile, the negative sentence is: Alessandra performs a survey before buying any product. She is cheap. Second pair, challenge versus difficult. Positive statement is: doing the indicated tasks in the module is really a challenge. Negative, doing the indicated task in the module is really difficult. Next, conversationalist versus chatty. Positive, listening to him fascinates me. He is an excellent conversationalist. Negative, listening to him irritates me. He is indeed chatty. Unique versus weird. Positive, Anthony loves to experiment. His hobby is indeed unique. Negative, Anthony loves to experiment. He is really weird. Curious versus nosy. My cousin always asks questions. He is curious of everything. Negative, my cousin always asks questions. He is a nosy child. Generous versus extravagant. Positive, You were too generous with your gifts to the foundation. Negative. Your gift to the foundation was too extravagant. This implies that to compliment someone's generosity is to offer high praise. If, however, you call their act of kindness extravagant, you are telling them they went too far, and that is hardly complimentary. So we could say that these terms may suggest positive and negative messages depending upon on how these words are being used in a sentence. Furthermore, it will suggest or create a positive or negative impact to our listeners based on how we are going to deliver it, on the manner of the tone of expressing our opinions, our ideas, and basically how we use it in a sentence. And for your last activity, I just have here 5 simple statements wherein you are going to identify or you are going to distinguish whether these statements express positive or negative message. I will be more than happy to see your responses on the comment box below. And let's see if you could recognize and distinguish whether these statements express positive or negative message. And for our hashtag Vinsights of the day, the ability to discern positive and negative messages conveyed in a communication process will allow us to react and respond responsibly as 21st century learners. Thank you for watching. I hope that this short presentation was able to help you to get to know and understand the lesson better. See you again in our virtual classroom. Stay safe and God bless.